Oh no! Oh no!
Oh!
Oh, there we
Yes!
go!
He's done it! Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the beautiful Cheshire countryside and Oulton Park circuit, both famous for their rolling bumps. This is going to be round 6 of the DGSR, Dad's Go Sim Racing Season 7. They have a very significant team ritual before every race. Before every race and before every session, all the team will just gather around the coffee table, and by the example of the driver Wayne Bennett here, just whack their bell end against it for 30 minutes. Because that seems to be that's his favourite pastime. We can't explain it.
Some things in life you just can't explain. Much
Yep.
like I can't explain how they managed to put together a Porsche entirely with Allen keys.
So we've got the results of qualifying here. Let's start with the AM category today. We've got in first place Nick Giles with a 135.6 in P1 for the bronze category. Sean Cardus with a 135.7, and then Dean Hyde with a 136.2. Really nice and tight between all of these drivers actually. In the AM category, in silver, we've got Wayne Bennett. Unfortunately, we've lost the lap times. But it's going to be Wayne Bennett in first position for silver, Lee Hems in second position, and Ryan Greenaway in third position for the silvers. And overall, it's going to be the start. The first three positions held by the drivers who managed to get into the 133s. It's going to be Hakan Roholt in P1, Gabe Hawkeye in P2, and Dave Lewis in P3. Right, let's hope for a clean lap one here. Everybody is starting to move towards the start-finish straight. It'll be Hakan Roholt leading the hungry pack behind him. It's going to be 70 k's an hour going up to the start-finish line. It's green light, and away we go for 55 minutes of racing around Oulton Park. Everybody so far managing to keep it clean. A little bit of a touch there between Hakan and Gabe. There's a crash there.
No.
Oh!
Absolute carnage!
Absolute carnage there. Oh, that's a lot of cars in the wall. That looks like it's just about half the field.
Yeah, that's Stevens, McKellick, Dvorak, Keys, Kilby, Barris, Hyde, Daly,
And there's
Cardus.
another issue here for Wayne Bennett. It doesn't look like there's too much damage for too many people. Number 741 Wayne Bennett waiting here in the gap actually.
Oh, is he going for the gap?
I think he's going for the gap. We'll see if he can manage to get out.
I don't know about you, but it looked like his car was in the gap. I don't know whether the game will actually let you drive through there, but
I don't know. Wayne Bennett seems to be ready to find out. Maybe we can go back 15 seconds and find out. The game definitely lets you go out, and he almost does that 360 exit. But let's go back to the racing. We've been distracted for long enough by this. This early pit stop has worked out really nicely here for Dennis McElligott because he's got so much space around him. There's nobody behind him, and he's so far behind the field that he might just go for the gap. He's going. On the main straight, Rich Gasson trying to get past Nick Giles. Doesn't quite manage to hold it around the outside or make the pass, but into the inside of the next corner. He's there, and Rich Gasson is ahead of Nick Giles here. Ren Harper trying to make a move on to Mick Tartan. Manages to get on the inside of that corner, but they're still side by side across the along the straight here. Ryan seems to be running a bit more wing because he's slower on the straight, but he does get through. That's the move complete.
Gasson did notify the stewards earlier this week that his team had made a couple of more purchases.
Oh, not again! What have the FIA said about it with their budget cap rules for this season?
Well, he's claiming that it's got something to do with tomato ketchup issues, and that he's had to purchase a condiment processing unit, otherwise known as a CPU.
Oh, of course, yeah. It seems to be that the catering for our racers seems to be really running up high sometimes. Condiment processing unit, well, I suppose if you need the mayo and if you need the ketchup, then it's something that you just have to buy.
Yeah, I don't quite understand what it's got to do with racing, though.
No, I'm not 100% sure, especially not sim racing. There was a change in position here on the podium. That's Gabe Hawker about to make a move on Dave Lewis. Oh, good, well saved there for Dave. Oof. Yeah, perhaps a little too aggressively there, moving Martin Holland out of the way. Hakan has actually done a 1:33 in the race, which is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, he's still got plenty of time to prove us wrong, but so far so good for him.
I mean, I'm rooting for him at this point to not do it.
Yeah,
I think he's had enough.
Absolutely, I agree with that, and I mean, we can always keep the conversation piece for the next round. That's no problem for us.
Just to break this battle, looks like Halladin's making a move on Wilkins. Oh, doesn't quite stick it.
Manages to keep it in front, does Eddie Wilkins there.
He is all over him.
But Martin Halladin, meanwhile, is his car fast enough to be on the inside?
Oh, he's in the inside going into the chicane, so he should get this.
Yep, and he does get it, and that's a great move there.
The wall effect, you just can't see anything.
Yeah, you're just looking around the car and it's just like, oh my god, it's so big. And if anybody in the current race chat would have heard it, they would have come back with,
that's what she said.
I don't know if it's going to work. It might work. Oh!
Well, something's going to happen here.
Oh, he's done it. He's done a Steven special.
He's done a Steven special! He's only gonna done it. We have to go and see this again. Yeah. He was so squirrely there on the entry of it.
He was really coming from far away. He had to make that work.
Yeah. And he did. And he made it work beautifully. I have to say that's... Oh! Off the track. It's her man. It's not a spin, but...
Oh, it's just a little bit too much speed.
Yeah.
Oh, that...
And of course, just as that happens, Mick Tartan losing a bunch of positions here. Hopefully this replay is going to be it is going to be working well. And Phil just tags the back of him. Yeah. He goes quite wide there. Comes back onto the track, but this is going to give Carlos a great run. Keeps it on the inside.
Side by side.
Oh, still side by side.
Very respectful racing from these two.
Yeah, this is great stuff, and they're still side by side, and they're going to be side by side into the next corner as well.
Oh, Tartan's coming up behind them to join in on the party.
Oof!
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh!
Oh, there he
yes!
goes!
He's done it! Oh, but just coming up to the last corner with a gap of 7 seconds behind him from Gabe Hawker, it's once again Hakan Roholt. Just coming across, taking with a win. That man waving the checkered flag, showing it just a little bit more emotion than Tim Cook there at the USGP. But that's a win for Hakenrohold, P2 for Gabe Hawker, and a great P3 for David Lewis. Somebody's making sure that they have a souvenir to take home after the race.
Is that attached to his car?
It absolutely is attached to his car. 0.2, Jason doesn't quite manage to make it through, but that... Yeah. Is that Stephen Cross? Oh, it's detached now, but... His crew definitely has a souvenir to take home from there. For the tonight, it's going to be a very good night from me, Kristian Kott, and my co-commentator.
It's good night from him.
Good night from Alex Robinson as well. Okay, have a good one, guys. This early pit stop has worked out really nicely here for Dennis McElligott because he's got so much space around him. There's nobody behind him, and he's so far behind the field that he might just go for the gap. He's done. He's going. Oh,